Hey everyone, now at the third episode of Voltron Legendary Defenders 6th Season, Monsters and Mana. First off, I want to stress that I didn't find this to be a bad episode, but an odd one. In bit of character good news, it's the first time we've seen Coran this season, so it's nice to catch up with him. But this doesn't really seem to affect the big story or character arcs at all. It's, as you can pretty easily tell from the title, it's our heroes playing not Dungeons and Dragons. They pick fantasy character classes and go on a mission together that Coran oversees as the lore master. And they apply teamwork in different ways than they're used to in real life and enjoy some role-playing fun. Okay. I should also note that I know very little about RPGs, especially tabletop strategy stuff like this, so I have no idea how accurate or inaccurate this is to real world properties. But still, at least I guess kind of a what if scenario, since for the most part the gameplay is shown as it basically just being a fantasy series with the same animation style and voices and stuff. Although I was a little bit confused about some of the presentation of the game. Like, it's noted in the real world segments of them playing. They got character cards with, the name, the stats, and so on. And they use that to consult movements around a holographically generated map for them to traverse, alongside with little character token figurines. But a few instances it shows the action through video game style footage. So I don't know if the character cards can also work as a little video game console if the player wants to at times. If it's just for the viewer's benefit of seeing something a little more different, it kind of did fit with the story, as much of a diversion as this episode's story already is. I mean, there are also should note the context that with Coran, it's actually noted that Monsters and Mana is a game that he's long been a fan of. And in terms of the paladins' opinions of it going in, again, I don't think it's been clarified how far into the future this is, but it seems like games like this have fallen into obscurity. Like Pigeon Hunk, they get into it very comfortably, but it doesn't seem like they reference you know, okay, there's been an industry of this for a long time. They're still very popular. You know, it seems like, okay, this is, you know, kind of a new thing for this generation to get into. It's, you know, it's not a knowing continuation of a type of entertainment. So, also I can understand that they didn't want to, like the writers and stuff, didn't want to work hard on creating lots of new fantasy stuff for Altean culture. But with there still being dwarves, paladin, like actual like classical knight style paladins, dragons. I guess that's just a strange cultural similarity. Although given Altean alchemy and their fantasy aspects, I guess maybe there's a slight historical element with this game for them. Also, if memory serves, this may actually be the first time the term blazing sword is actually said on screen for this series. So that's nice to get a reference. But yeah, kind of neutral, leaning towards positive opinions on this episode. There are a couple little story things that are referenced and apparently will lead into the next episode. But otherwise, it's nice costume redesigns for the characters. It's hopefully a nice callback to strategy games like D&D. And with that, I'll see you at episode 47.